still, I think that we're working through that. I think we can keep adding to what we've done in the last budget, and I think we may see something to that effect. So, well, we're going to continue to focus on those areas as we clear out 2015.
You've passed the heartbeat bill. The Senate has passed the 20 weeks bill.
Mhm.
Is there anything? Does one have anything to do with the other? Are you waiting for the other chamber to act on one before you'll take up the other?
No, I don't believe. I mean, look, we're taking up. As I said, they're talking about the Planned Parenthood bill right now. Senate already passed the Planned Parenthood bill. I think there's some maybe slight differences in both that are going through, and that process has to work out. But no, I don't think there's no alternative motives.
What are the differences that need to be worked out on those bills?
Again, it's going through. I don't have all the details. I know that there's slight differences between the Senate version versus the version that we have in the House, and that's why we're working through the process. And when we pass the bill eventually, hopefully, we will look at those two differences and kind of, as we always do, just as we did. And Senator Favor or President Favor and I have a great relationship, and I feel like we do a really good job in working together to get these bills in an appropriate place. And mesh those differences, whether it's been water quality, whether it's been the budget, whether it's been just recently House Bill 2 or Senate Bill 208. It'll be the same process we use when we pass out, hopefully in the future, our version of Planned Parenthood bill versus theirs.
Are you expecting to have to deal with a mid-biennium review budget this upcoming year?
No. I hope not. No, what we're trying to do is, look, process is extremely important to not only me, but the members of the Ohio House. And so allowing that time to actually have further discussions is extremely important. I also don't think that, the administration is really clamoring to come out and do something in a way of a mid-biennial review. But that being said, we have things set up where we have 65 members of our caucus that are ready and willing to take up policy bills, and we will run those bills as we would any bill and take them seriously. And I think that that's what you may see more of than anything.
What has been the discussion around the capital appropriations bill, and when do you expect that to pop?
Yeah, I think that we're still going through the process of setting up a timetable, but what's extremely important is that, as the efforts that we've made over the last 5 years in this General Assembly to close the $8 billion budget deficit, to do the right things to ensure that we cut over $5 billion over the course of the last 5 years in this General Assembly, has allowed us to get to a point to have that capital bill, and that's what's very important. The leadership of the governor and from the leadership of the General Assembly all the way from the 129th and forward has allowed for this process to be available and ready so that we can go and look at issues to help communities. What's most important, though, is that it's a legislative process. Our members need to be engaged with their local communities and in what we're looking at, and I'm sure we're going to have something that will end up by early spring coming out of with the capital budget.
Are you anticipating on moving on a clean water bond issue that's been talked about in the Lake Erie caucus?
I know that there's been some conversation about it. I anticipate that we'll do something in the form of, I think both President Favor and myself said at the very beginning, the water quality bill doesn't stop with the water quality bill we passed at the beginning of this year. So there will be other issues that are forthcoming maybe sooner rather than later that we'll probably look at to do. Whether that's one of them or not, I'm not 100% sure, but it could be a possibility. We'll talk about it.